climbing the frequency ladders will take time. That's just the way it is. It can't be done in 1 week. It's the same as, for example, a super overweight person. Let's say a person that weighs 200 kilos with a lot of body fat. He can't lose all of that weight and be completely healthy again in 1 week. He have had so much lower frequency behavior for such a long time. And you can see in all of this body fat how these choices, these lower frequency choices, have affected him. And it's simply going to take time. But of course, based on what choices you are making, you can make it take less of a time. It can go pretty quick, really. You can have great progress every single day, or you can have very poor progress. If we look at this picture again, you can say that the person is ultimately healthy unless they are doing something that is unhealthy. And in this case, if we look away from the body weight, but we instead look at a source player and their frequency levels, well, their games start off like this. They're perfectly clean. There is no lower frequency subconscious programming that would create any hindrance for you to have this freedom. And as you grow up and you are impacted by people with lower frequency behaviors and the world around you, and you are trying to perceive it, and you are misunderstanding things, and the years go by and you keep misunderstanding, you will simply wrap yourself in with a lot of lower frequency comprehensions of things, and you will get lost, you will fall asleep, you will be a lights on but nobody's home situation. And getting rid of all of these misunderstandings, these lower frequency understandings, will take time. You can't lose 120 kilos in 1 week. So it's a process. And the better you understand that, the more you will be easy on yourself, while at the same time staying focused and taking it seriously. So the space you can see here is perfectly clean. And these things will work as a cloud, and it will represent a lower frequency understanding. As you raise your consciousness, you will be able to see that this thing right here doesn't necessarily need to be that way. You can change it. And as you gain higher and higher consciousness, you will be able to change them more and more into something that will be ultimate freedom. They will suddenly disappear. They all will become of a 9/11 understanding, and they will disappear. But it's a process, and it's going to take time. And if you take it really seriously, you can probably have all of the work done in a year. And most of you have probably already started to gain a good grasp of the game and how it works, and who you are, and what you deserve, and how you want life to be. And you're probably taking care of many of these already. But if you know where to think that it would be nice to jump in the car and go somewhere. And then you recognize that you don't really want to, because you will have to drive through the traffic and it's uncomfortable. Well, you have now discovered another thing that you should take care of. And of course, it might not be the right time for you right now to go out and drive. You need to be able to weigh up. Do you truly want it? Or do you actually want it, but you choose not to? Because then you have to actually drive the car. And that's an ability you really need to do good choices in Game of Life. Is it truly a cloud going on? Or is it just you that want to do something else instead? It should also be said that the game is infinite. And I mean that when you reach 9/11, you will still be able to have clouds. They will always go on. But you will recognize that in 9/11 you are very good at dealing with them. They won't wrap you in anymore and hinder you in seeing the truth of the game and the truth of who you are and how things work. But you can then efficiently deal with each cloud